Well, hey, what's up, everyone? Today is December the 11th, 2018, and we are in our Sell That Option stock market analysis. Another fascinating day. Really, all of these days have been fascinating because we are in a volatile market. I really am feeling this market and have really been enjoying kind of analyzing and critically thinking about what's going on with the market. So let's jump right into it. Let's get into our spiders. Okay, so one of the things that I immediately want to notice is that we had a huge gap up. Okay, so we gapped up about 1.5% today, which is this candle right here at 267.75-ish. Okay, and so one of the things you'll immediately notice is that we basically went up to this 9 EMA, got challenged on the 9 EMA, and over the course of the day, continued to get pushed down. Okay, we did have a somewhat, I would say a somewhat lengthy, right, candle here that is well over $1.50 or so, almost $2 worth of a candle. We continue in this bear market, right? A lot of volatility, right? But we are continuing in this bear market. Okay, this trend line is intact, lower high, and if we put in another high, even right in here into the 270 range, if we continue to have a little bit of a bump right here, we can continue to put in lower highs. We continue to see this 50 SMA really leaving the 200 SMA in the dust, and the 9 EMA continues to be bearish. Okay, so continuing to look for the bears to have the advantage there. Let's get into the Qs. You're going to see another similar candle to the Qs, right? Gap up, challenge over the course of the day, pretty significant wick there on the bottom. Again, continued lower high, continued 9 EMA exponential moving average going there, and you continue to see this major 50 simple moving average continue to move away on this death cross from the Qs. Okay, so we continue to move here. The diamonds, our Dow Jones Industrial Average, you're noticing the slope of this 50 SMA continuing to increase, and you're continuing to see this level. We're less than $3 now from a death cross here on the Dow Jones Industrial Average as well. Major gap up, challenge the 9 EMA all the way down. Long wick closed their low. Interestingly, this trend line acted as support again today, and so the trend line is acting as support, which is important for us as we continue to move forward. I am certainly looking for this to eventually give way. Kind of my own personal opinion is that I'm looking for this to give way. We were down, whereas the Qs and the spiders were up a little bit, and so we're continuing to see this right here. That hammer candle, right, that hammer candle from yesterday didn't necessarily have the follow through. And finally, our IWM, this acted as resistance, right? And so as you can see here in all of the others, I've changed the color of this particular line here, this trend line, because this trend line is now acting as resistance. Okay, so this trend line is acting as resistance. We have the major high right up here at 173.39, and then we have this additional trend line that was acting as support, right? We acted as support here, and this was a trend line from way back here that looks like it was in kind of the volatility apocalypse of this past February. Okay, and now, interestingly, that's acting as a level of support. So we have this trend line that we drew because of this level of support right here. We've broken down past that. We have printed a new low on this candle right here on this 145.45. That's a new low, but we didn't close there. Okay, now if we close below this 141.45, then we are going to have a new closing. And it actually looks like we already have a new closing right here today, 52-week low. So that is we are at the lowest 52-week low, which I think is probably very, very significant. Okay, we're continuing to see this 50 SMA move further and further down. This area right here, right, this 9 EMA is continuing to act as is continuing to push the market down, and so I am continuing to be bearish. Okay, continuing to be bearish, and in fact, we will draw a new trend line. I'm making that note. Draw a new IWM trend line here because we have printed a new close. And so, if we close even below this 140, 145, again, we're going to continue to be pretty significantly bearish. Here we are in the VIX. So even though the VIX had a down day, we are still bearish of equities. I want to get us back in this box right here before I go bullish in equities. And so for me, we're still bearish in equities, and we did see VIX only down 13 cents today. Let's get into our futures real quick. We'll get into our Market Watch tab. Futures are up about 1/4 of a percentage point across the way. We're noticing a little divergence here because gold futures are also up. Volatility is down, but all of our other minis that we tend to take a look at are indeed up here. Let's get back into our charts here. We will get into our premium ETF selling charts to see if there's anything really worth noting. EWZ was up today. Printed a hammer, so we might see a reversal there. We had FXE down 1/4 of a percentage, gold down almost 1%, or GDX, the miners. Gold was only down 1/10 of a percent. Nothing really, though, kind of looking across. Little divergence here between OIH, which was down 1.28% versus oil, which was actually up 1.86%. Interesting, a little divergence here too, because XOP is down, but XLE was basically even on the day. And so a little divergence here in our oil markets and kind of what's going on with oil. Let's actually bring up USO from the very top. And so we've really been paying attention to oil here. Volatile, pretty volatile here, kind of moving up and down. We're gapping up, we're gapping down, we're gapping up, we're gapping down. But our whole moving average indicator has initiated a potential reversal, which has been an actionable trade that we have taken a look at. Continued geopolitical unrest in oil, which is also, though, navigating some of our sentiment with oil. That's really it for today. There are a couple of really exciting things that I'm working on for the Sell That option. I've been, although we tend to be neutral, right? Although a vast majority of my trades are neutral, there are a couple of back testing things that I've been looking at, a couple of back tests that I've been running, in addition to give some more actionable trades. And so to that end, I'm looking to start a new element of the service here at SellThatOption.com. We are running a sale through the end of the year, and so if you're interested in that sale, please feel free to reach out to me at Ryan, RYAN, at SellThatOption. Otherwise, we'll be back again tomorrow for another daily recap.